Hey, welcome back. It's the Normal Player Guy, and hey, part two of Should You Summon for the 8th anniversary unit, and this one is the GT Duo, much like last year's kind of deal where we had Super and GT. Now we got DBZ and GT, so this is brilliant. So this is Kid Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. What a weird combination! Of course, we'll be pairing them this with last year's LR, right? Compared to last video where it was against the other LR counterpart. Between the comparisons of the LRs, there really wasn't a lot sticking them out in between. They both had quite a lot of their uses. So let's see what these guys do. And again, we'll have a look at the counterpart. We'll have a look at the banner unit comes alongside. And of course, we have these two banners here in the funny looking script that is Japanese to find out their best situations. So, Power of Wishes and Battle of Fate is the 170%, and it's Final Trump or Shadow Dragon Saga. That's pretty great. Okay, so the previous one had like Margin Boo, and it had I can't remember what it was. It was like Margin Boo and something or other, and then it had like Connected Hope. Oh no, it was a Margin Boo and Final Trump, and then it was like Connected Hope and some other one. So okay, so there's a lot of overlap on this Power of Wishes and Battle of Fate, yeah, because it's the same sort of deal like this. Final Trump and Shadow Dragon Saga. Okay, so yeah, the Gogeta will incorporate the Shadow Dragon Saga, and you kind of want to focus on GT centric people in order to get this one. But that being said, Final Trump is quite a nice counterpart to Shadow Dragon Saga. Okay, so let's have a look. So previously in the other video then, the other 8th anniversary unit was a defensive build. So this one stacks attack. So you get your 20% stack, but you get your 30% defense for the turn. And your 18 key, you greatly stack attack. So that is a 50% increase and you get a 50% defense for the turn. So much more offensive in this one. So 200% attack and defense, and 50% when HP is 50% or more. Like, okay, great. So you get the additional 50% defense. What are they looking at? 12,400. So previously coming at 55%, the Super Saiyan 3 and 2 combo, they were at 11,100. But they did have 18,000 attack and 19,000 HP. So you do have slightly more start of turn defense, but that's probably going to be it. But we'll see, we'll see. So you get the additional 100% defense and additional key plus one as the first attacker in a turn, so exactly the same. You get the additional attack 100% and key plus two per keys for obtained as the second or third attacker. So the first half of this is exactly the same. So this is great, and this unit would probably need it as well. But again, it's the first attacker. That being said, STR orbs would count for 4, so you literally only need a handful and you got your 18 key. This is pretty mental. So you launch a guaranteed normal that has a 70% chance of becoming a super attack, but only when key is 18. So basically you have a 70% chance to do an additional super attack. So you're going to greatly raise attack, that's a stack, and then you're going to 20% stack on top of that. So it's pretty nutty. Let's see. So you do guarantee an additional super attack when key is 24. Okay, sure. An additional 1 key and reduce damage by 10% up to 50 with each super attack performed. Okay, so it's exactly the same except for the end. Whereas these guys reduce damage received with every super attack performed, so the others build crit. But the others are stacking defense, greatly stacking defense in some ones. So, they're largely the same. So these guys are going to hit way harder. And they could legitimately be great if the damage reduction kicks in, right? Only problem is if it. See, like, this is going to die off quick. So units that die off the quickest are offensive based units. And units that stick around longer, of course, are the defensive based units, or those that can quickly build up defense. So this would be, I mean, if this was on the other 8th LR, they'd be unstoppable, right? Imagine instead of building up crit, you had damage reduction and they stack defense. And these guys, if it was the other way around, if they're stacking attack and they were building crit, good God, it would be insane. I think they might have switched that up. It should be the other way around. That being said, because these guys have no additional defense put in, the only damage, the only form of protection they have is this damage reduction, and it's every super attack performed. So you're looking for additionals. Of course, you can get that when your key is 18, so you have a great chance, right? And you could legitimately do 3 super attacks, so fine. But yeah, so additionals are going to be your best friend, more so than most. So this unit probably on the back foot in comparison. So let's have a look. So you switch for 5 turns, fair enough. So you can be activated when HP is 50% or less from receiving 4 or more attacks from the 4th. Okay, so rather last time it was the same HP threshold, but instead of 4 more attacks, it's 4 more attacks received. So yeah, okay, that's fine. So you can get that pretty easily, fine. So let's have a look. Same warrior race, same lineage, experienced fighters, GT, prepare for battle fears, battle legendary power. Yeah, pretty much the same deal. They had like shocking speed, the other LR in terms of this GT, but of course you kind of have to have this GT, right? Good on Shadow Dragon Saga, Pure Sage, Join Forces, Final Trump, All Out Struggle, Connected Hope, Powerful Comeback, GT Heroes, Battle of Fate, Bond of Parent and Child, and Power of Wishes. Some great ones here. A lot of overlap with the other ones. You've got like Pure Sage, Join Forces, Final Trump, Connected Hope, All Out Struggle, Battle of Fate, Bond of Parent, Power of Wishes. Brilliant. A lot of overlap between these. One of my favourite teams going is a really fun team, and it's GT Heroes. Christ, that team is very top heavy, but if you pull these, and it's going to be pretty nice. Let's see, Join Forces, yeah, doesn't look pretty great. Shadow Dragon Saga is probably the worst one on here. Powerful Comeback was the first standalone 200%, and is still a formidable team. So it could be great. You're going to have some pretty decent links, like same warrior race, same lineage, experienced fighters, prepare for battle. Pretty much everything but GT, right? Shadow Dragon Saga could be a really good one because that is a pretty poor team. So having that's going to be quite nice. But yeah. Okay, so these are very offensively created. Let's see how they fare against the last year's comparison, right? So last year's comparison, it's going to be difficult to compare them, but we'll check them out in the base. We'll see how far they get pretty much then. Okay, so let's have a look. So these guys, they're Fuse Fighters and GT Heroes, and then they have the extra to Kamehameha. So let's have a look. What did these guys have? Power Wishes, Battle of Fate, Final Trump, Shadow Dragon. So if you're using them on a GT-based team, that's probably not so bad, but these guys are better because Fuse Fighters is way longer. GT Heroes, again, is quite nice. Shadow Dragon Saga is like the extreme side, and Kamehameha is a far easier synergy to get. So these guys, they guard all attacks, so that makes them unique in the first turn alone. They also get the additional 77% for the first turn, but they only have 120%. That being said, their start of turn stats is quite a lot less. So you will find that start of turn, these guys are going to have significantly more power granted. But these guys have guard. Not only that, but they stack attack and defense, and not only that, but they guarantee an additional super when key is 20. And to get that, they have additional key +1 and another key +1 for 7 turns. So it's not difficult to get 20 key for a guaranteed stacking whilst guarding. So honestly, these guys will have slightly higher stats, but they're going to get slaughtered. Yeah, they'll hit through the roof, and for a brand new unit of an LR quality of this caliber, yeah, they're going to hit crazy amounts. These guys are not going to hold a candle, not really in this particular form. But again, they can apply the super excellent effect. They have guaranteed super attacks. They can have like a key building mechanic just as much. And of course, when they get into this one, I don't really think that they can actually compare. Again, so massive jump from 120 to 177. Yeah, okay, these guys have 250, I suppose, realistically. So yeah, not quite as much, but again, massive key amount. And these guys, they have damage reduction per key sphere, per rainbow key sphere, so you can get a pretty decent amount of damage reduction. most you can get is 35, and this is 50. So fine, the damage reduction alone, these guys can win. But like these guys, the super attack effect, it greatly raises for the turn, massively raises as 100% raise. Not only that, but it disables the next enemy action, which itself could be a super attack. And of course, as it's a GT unit, they also have a 50% chance to counter a super attack just in case. And these guys don't do that. These guys don't counter, period, which makes it one of the few GT units that actually do that. It might be the only GT-centric hero unit that doesn't really do that. But I mean, yeah, so it's more power versus more defense and usability and more niches, right? So yeah. Also, their active skills guarantee crits, and you can use it under 50% HP, no turn restriction. Whereas these guys, well, it's a standby skill, which makes it a bit interesting. That being said, yeah, they'll hit hard, and it remains to be seen how this damage reduction can actually stack up. Anyway, that being said, they have this standby skill, so let's see what they do. So previously on the other video, you'll find out then that the other unit, the Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 2 combo, they have extra bit of defense. They guard and have extra damage reduction. So I swear this is ruined. It's ruined. Okay, so let's have a look. So you get slightly extra attack. Oof. You do get an additional 150% defense when HP is 50% or above. That's not a lot. It seems a lot, but it's not, right? Yeah, fine, you have slightly more start of turn stats, but again, no. Let's have a look. So all allies 8 key 80% attack, which is really, really crazy actually. You revive with full HP when the character or an ally in the same turn is KO'd. So you could have full health, and if you get KO'd in that very turn, you come back again. But that's only once. You get an additional 39% attack on top of your finish attack. Yeah, okay, so these guys legitimately, the other anniversary unit is so defensive based that this unit can't compare, but at the same time, these are so offensively based, the other one can't hold a candle. That being said, 8 key 80% attack is guaranteed basically to give everyone crazy key and crazy attack. The heal is nice because you don't have guard, you don't have damage reduction, and you only have this pissy ass little 150% defense. That being said, what will happen is you'll have a same again, you'll need probably 38 or 39 orbs, and you'll have X amount of turns to do it. When you do it, yeah, it's going to be absolutely crazy. It's not actually showing me in particular what it is that they get per super attack, but yeah. So let's have a look what they have. So your finish attack itself, it's just straight up 1. So you counter with extreme power against an opponent who KO'd the character or an ally in the same turn. Ah, interesting. Interesting. So it's not per X amount of orbs. This one, you must get KO'd. So you counter. So basically, if you get KO'd, you revive with 100% HP. But instead of collecting orbs, you fire this spirit bomb. Okay, fine, and it's going to have an extra 30. So yeah, okay, very powerful attack. And you've been stacking attack all the way up through. Yeah, it's going to be pretty nutty. It's going to be pretty nutty. Okay, so more power versus more usability and defense. Fine. Okay, so let's have a look at who they actually stand to work well with. Yes, of course, we've got Pure Saiyans and GT, right? So that's going to be pretty great. Join forces, we see. So, yeah, the other anniversary unit that comes in. This guy who has his Easy A, the third anniversary Easy A's. GT Heroes. Yeah, okay, looking really great. Some Broly's entering the field here. That's interesting. But it's going to be GT Hero, it's going to be Pure Saiyans and Join Forces. That's going to be it. Looking very jazzy nonetheless. Okay. So, yeah, okay, pretty decent. So, they do have a banner unit. Here we go. So, the banner unit, this is it. So, again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 featured, and 1, 2, 3 of them are not LRs. So what have we got? We got the new LR, we got the new banner unit. Gamma 2 makes its return. Last year's Worldwide Download Celebration, 2 years ago Worldwide Download Celebration. So fantastic units. Last year's GT equivalent, sixth anniversary unit, fifth anniversary unit, and their equivalent Worldwide Download Celebration with GT Hero. Pretty powerful banner, right? Gamma 2 makes a rare return. These guys, I don't think these guys have come back on a banner since their appearance in September last year. And pretty much the same for most of these. These have the Easy A. These are still pretty solid. Boo can still be pretty good. So yeah, not bad at all actually. A lot of people are going to pick up like these two units. This again, they've rarely made a return, if ever have made a return. So that's great. Nonetheless, here we go. Nova and Ice, Evil Cold and Burning Pride. So GT bosses 3 key 130%. So they have a 30% to stats with a 70% chance to stun. Already extremely useful for GT bosses, right? So AGL and STR key spheres get transformed into tech. Fine, okay, that's pretty decent. Attack and defense 134%. Okay, an additional defense 134% when attacking with 3 or more key spheres. So only on attack do you get the defense. You do get 134% flat out, but you get the additional with 3 or more. You get the additional 134% attack with 4 or more key spheres. So you get 134%, but no key. You get 4 key spheres. You get double that, still no key. Okay, so you have a guaranteed additional super attack with 7 or more tech key spheres, of which you have a 70% chance to stun. And you apply the super excellent effect when the target is stunned. So what if you did an additional? You'd be super effective. That should be the other way. Well, okay, fine. Gentleman's a bit weird, but Gentleman, Brutal Beatdown, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, GT, Shadow Dragon's Fierce Battle. What are they looking at? 55%. Better than the other banner unit that's coming out, that's for sure. Better attack. 69%, you'd be looking way better to 9,000, which makes them more usable. This is better as an overall design unit. Huge thing going for them. GT bosses, not only that, 70% chance to stun. No doubt at some point there will be a Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road for GT bosses. This will come into play. There already is one for Shadow Dragons, right? So for Shadow Dragons, this could be really nice. You're going to have Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, GT, Shadow Dragons. I mean, look at the stats you can get. 10% attack and defense and 2 key. 20% attack and defense. 2 key, 5%. I mean, seriously, that's not bad. Yeah, Shadow Dragon and GT bosses are the way to go. Are they capable of running in that GT Fighting Legend GT Goku event for that mission? Maybe. If I ever pull them, I'd probably want to do that for a video, right? Overall, it seems better because you're getting way more stats. Yeah, you're not a support, but at least you have a pretty decent super attack, and it's not dependent on how many key you get. Yeah, okay, so better. That's a good thing. And again, the stun chance. If you again, I've done a video on Shadow Dragon Saga for the Super Battle Road, and it's pretty much a cakewalk, but if you have this unit and you haven't done it yet, this could be even better with the stun chance. That being said, who do they rock well with? Okay, so we have the other tech unit, which is this guy. So if you rock him, yeah, he could be a legitimate good run, especially because he's tech and you can get those orbs, right? Nova's Easy A is pretty decent for attack. And let's see, you'd be buffing up all of these Shadow Dragons. Legitimately, you could run him on Shadow Dragon Saga for this full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? Yeah, legitimately. And again, Shadow Dragon Saga, Tech Gogeta. But honestly, if you're rocking this guy, you're rocking GT bosses, right? That's kind of the way. So ignore all the rest. So Super 17, sure, but you'd be taking away orbs. Yeah, sure, Super 17, the newer one, but you'd be taking away orbs. So altogether, he's going to be very useful, but on a very limited thing of GT bosses. Still, it's better than the other banner unit that's coming out. That being said, we now have a look at all the banners that are coming out. So one has Gamma 1, was it Final Form LR Cooler, and then you've also got like the Full Power Freezer, then you've got the equivalents of the 7th, 6th, and 5th anniversary units, and one has Vegito. So, yeah, side by side, see, the best unit on this banner outside of the new LR is probably this guy here. Gamma 2 has use, no doubt. Don't get me wrong. Gamma 2 is slightly better than Gamma 1 in terms of usability. Is great. Way better, closer to Rainbow at 55% is ass. But, has great uses. These guys are broken. I've used them in my Easy A King video and the rest. So in terms of the banner, you probably say the Super Saiyan 3 Goku's going to be the better one. Looking at them now, I'd say definitely going to be Super Saiyan 3 Goku's going to be the way to go for me because it's more defensive based and you can get more usability. That being said, just summon on them all and best luck to you all because this one is going to be... This one intrigues me the most just purely because of the sheer attack. I mean, could you overwhelm the enemy? And there's a slightly more better active skill or standby skill is the fact that you got to get KO'd before you actually launch it. You don't have to get X amount of orbs. I guess the X amount of orbs just add to the power. That being said, okay, so you let me know what you think between the two videos. This will hopefully be released before anyone else, so that'll be pretty interesting. But yes, the time is pretty much come. We have the countdown missions already. So if you like this video, great. If you didn't, sucks to be you. But let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.